You're the one who stole that goddamn book.
I didn't know.
Exactly. Because you're always in your own goddamn world, Pa. He treated you like you were some golden boy, but you've been lost in your daydream since the day we took you in.
What?
Your real mom should have done us a favor.
Tyler! Enough.
What do you mean? My real mom? Mama? What's he talking about?
You are blood, and I raised you as a son. So that makes me your mother. The rest doesn't matter.
It matters to me. Who's my real mom?
My younger sister, Brooke. She died giving birth to you.
You had a sister? Who's my father?
You don't have one.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. We're here to talk some more about As Dusk Falls, a game that I have fallen madly in love with and continue to just want to play through and see everything that it's got to offer. I'm going to be dumping so much content on this game. I hope you guys are half as excited about it as I am. We're going to be moving right along right now to Jay's Complicated Family Matters. So I'm not too crazy about this twist for multiple reasons, but I'm just going to start from like the surface reason and then dig kind of deeper until we get to the nitty gritty of why I'm just not feeling this twist. In episode 4, I believe, it's revealed that Jay is not actually a member of the brothers per se. So his mother is revealed to be Sharon's sister, which would then make him a cousin by blood to the brothers, but at the same time, we don't know who the dad is, and I feel like you can't rule out the fact that Bear could very well be the dad. He's that kind of guy, so I feel like he could at the very least be like a half-brother, but the verdict's still out on that one. We'll dig a little deeper into my thoughts on possible fatherhood, but just like boom, right off the bat, I feel like this twist was too close to like the soap opera realm. It felt like you were just in the moment and then it was just like, oh yeah, well, you're not even family. And then we're like, oh no, he's not family, what? And it felt too much to me. And ultimately, I feel like it takes away more from the story than it adds. And it was just like a cheap little drama jab, like, get some drama. So,
if you hadn't come, I'd have nobody now.
You sure you can't go back to your family? Your mom must be worried.
She ain't my mom. And my brothers ain't my brothers. They told me the night I met you. My real mom was some aunt. I don't know who my dad was.
Oh, Dean. That must feel terrible.
I just feel dead inside. Like, maybe I don't even care.
Of course you care. You're just hurt right now.
How do you know?
Because I've been there. Believe me. Maybe from now on, family isn't the people you were born with. Maybe it's the people you choose. I saw that on a t-shirt.
It's a good t-shirt.
moving kind of a little deeper in the surface of that, like I said, yeah, it feels like a cheap drama, but it also, like I said, it dawns the question of who is his father, because we know that the mom, assuming Sharon's telling the truth, we know that the mom is Sharon's little sister who died during pregnancy, which I'm a little suspicious about that as well. Like, I wouldn't doubt if Bear was the dad that Sharon would be crazy enough to kill her own sister for having an affair with her husband, and then they just kind of shoved that all under the rug and decided to raise the child as their own. I have a pretty active conspiracy theory that Jim is the dad. Jim is Vince's dad and Zoe's grandfather, and we know that he has some sort of previous ties to Two Rock, and like when Sharon shows up at the motel, he puts the hat on to hide his identity, so there's definitely some shady stuff going on there. Sharon would definitely recognize him, the sheriff would recognize him, so my thoughts are maybe he ran in town. I'm sure he did something a little deeper than just knock up Sharon's sister and leave, but maybe he did do that, and maybe he's Jay's dad, and that would add some really interesting like familial ties between the Walkers and Jay, and that would be kind of neat.
You ever been married?
Sure, to Vince's mother.
I was too once. She left me. Said I drank too much. Wait, that's it. Sharon's bar. Didn't you come through here, what, 15, 20 years ago? Said you were some traveling salesman or something.
Hey, I am telling you, drop it.
In the
Hey, we
event
got it.
Well,
that
look at
Jay
you two,
is in
a
fact
regular
not
Thelma
Bear's
Louise.
son, though, like I'd like to sit down and talk about
Moses.
how much that
What
adds
is
to
all this?
Bear's character. Sharon's as well. Neither of them were stellar parents or people, like at all. And so to see that they could like adopt a child and raise him as their own kind of does like make them that much better of a person. Like, I don't know that I would ever say Bear is a good person, but I can at least respect him for raising Jay just as he would his other 3 sons. All it be terrible parenting anyway, but at least he gave Jay his all just as much as he gave his actual 2 sons. And like, it gets even deeper to where I really feel like Bear thinks Jay is his own kid, because Bear entrusts Jay with his father's watch, which is something he was literally willing to kill a man over. So it's like, okay, if this watch was that important, he says that it's been on a Holt's wrist since the Great Depression, and so technically Jay would not be a Holt unless Bear is the father. So, like, if he really isn't the father and is aware that he's not the father and still treats Jay with such high regards, then, you know, props to you for, like, being a stand-up guy, at least in that very niche realm of your character. Like, I do feel like he had a lot of pride in being a father, despite his fatherhood doings being rather lackluster and just flat out bad. So
We've been in Turok over 150 years.
Are you gonna miss it? Being part of a family like that?
Nah, it's like you said. I make my own choices from here on out.
I guess I can't say enough
finally
there
free.
about how his illegitimacy adds to the character of Sharon and Bear. And like, even Sharon goes out of her way to make sure that Jay is treated fairly. And we kind of understand now why Tyler is so against Jay. It's because he knows. Like, it makes me wonder, did Dale not know that Jay technically wasn't one of them, or was he just that good of a person as well? So it adds some layers there. That's fun to explore. I enjoy that. But then we get to like the biggest and baddest problem that Jay not being a part of the family presents. And that is the fact that it ruins Jay's character arc. So a big part of Jay's character is kind of proving that you can step out of your family's shadow, you can be your own person, and you can make your own path. But the problem is, if Jay's not actually part of that family, then it nullifies everything we've established to the story and to his character. Because at that point, it's like, well, no, he's not different because he's different because he's literally not a Holt. And so it really nullifies the impact of his character arc, the things he's going through, the things he's showing the audience, the things he's teaching the audience. You don't get any of that when you realize that he's not even part of the Holt family, because it's like, oh, well, that's the whole reason why he's different, because he literally is different. And so I feel like that is the biggest problem that his complicated lineage does not, or that his complicated lineage presents. Honestly, I feel like the conflict between Jay and Tyler would be a whole lot more meaningful if Jay was an actual brother. Like, Tyler sells his origin story under the bridge, you realize, oh, well, that's why he's been such a jerk this whole time, is because he's not actually part of the family, and Tyler's never viewed him as such. To that point, though, in certain endings, you can reconcile with Tyler, and I don't think Tyler was really that bad to Jay. Like, obviously, he probably favored Dale over Jay because he knew that Dale was his blood brother. But to the same end, I do think he made solid efforts to take care of the whole family. One of the bigger bonding scenes between the two of them happens in the motel when the pizza arrives.
Jay, you gonna eat?
Not hungry. I want it to be over, Tyler. All of it.
It'll be over when we win. You remember that? And do your part. We need some goddamn food.
and Jay shows that he has no interest in eating. He just wants to be done with all this crap that's going on, and Tyler's like, you'll be done when we win, but you gotta eat some food, dude. So it's like, yes, he can be harsh, but I still feel like he's looking out for the guy. He still means well. They had their big falling out, and then hopefully you got them to kind of get back together on common terms and experience that. And so I feel like that conflict was kind of saved there, but just can't say enough. I feel like their conflict would have been so much better if Jay was actually family, because then you're sitting there like, okay, why is Tyler being such a jackwagon to this guy right now? And so those are the problems that it presents. Like I said, it's way too dramatic, feels like a cheap pull for drama. It ruins the conflict between Jay and Tyler, and ultimately it nullifies Jay's character arc. Like, he had such potential to be something big, and that was going to be a big part of who he is and what he brings to the story. But when you take his familial ties away from that, it's like, oh, that's just water under the bridge now. So that's my thoughts on that twist. Let me know what you guys think, other story aspects that I should just talk about, rant on. I appreciate you guys coming by and listen to me yak my jaw. So I'll see you next time, and we'll do this all over again. Bye.
I said no. The answer is no.